Alright, so what's going on everyone? So I decided to make this video because the truth is I've been having this problem internally for, I would say, since the business has started scaling. We've pretty much gone bad at something which we were amazing at doing. This tactic has helped me get, 2 million plus customers at Germflow for our clients, and we've kind of not been doing it recently. So I decided to make this video in which I'm going to be breaking down what you need to do to get that level of customers cheaply, keep them around, make sure they keep buying, and essentially have a successful business at the back of it.
That's all over the skyline, all over your timeline. I'm all over on prime time, prime rib.
If you're new to the channel, my name is Shan. I run a company called Germflow. I'm the CEO. I currently have a team of 90. I help creators, people on YouTube, Instagram, etc. become entrepreneurs. I work with some of the biggest people in the world. Some of them you may know. If you want to know more, germflow.com, link in bio, check it out. That being said, let's get straight into it. So,
baby, I'll be winning, you ain't even gotta keep the score. Baby,
what I'm talking about pretty much is the idea of knowing who your customers are, like truly knowing who they are, and then how you're going to speak to them, which I'm going to break it down now. So what we have been very good at doing from the early days here at Germflow is profiling who the customer is before you're going to sell them something, to truly figure out if what you want to sell as a product is actually going to sell. Are they actually going to listen to your message, and are they going to act on that message and actually purchase and give their money to you? You need to know who they are, like completely. So some of the stuff that we do here at Germflow, which recently we haven't been doing such a good job of, is profiling your customer incomplete. So the things you would do is the following. Firstly, you do the standard stuff like how old are they, how much money do they earn, but the most important thing is where do they currently live when it comes to social media, because where do they currently consume content? Is the person you're trying to sell to, are they spending the evenings watching YouTube, and what on YouTube are they watching? Because that's the type of content that works on them. Do you see what I mean by that? So that is the key thing, right? So if you spend your time scrolling on Instagram, whatever, what type of pages do you like? Do you like the memes? Do you like the ones that aesthetically are perfect when you click on the profile screen? Do you like the ones that are more someone just speaking to camera and telling you something and looking at you? Is that what really resonates with you? Is that level of what type of content resonates with your audience is a massive thing. So that's what we do in reverse, right? So we're trying to figure out if someone's gonna buy this clothing brand, what type of stuff do they like? What type of content do they consume? What do they think is cool? So now let's use an example, right? So if you're coming up with a clothing brand, let's say it's active wear, let's say it's for females, we think it's an 18 to 25-year-olds. What would they be consuming? They would most likely follow some fitness influencers. They will most likely follow some of the big brands, if that's Gymshark or Lululemon or whatever, to kind of get an idea of what they think is good content, because then your content for your brand is going to have to match that, hopefully surpass that, for you to then be able to catch their eye, right? So if you're going to run an ad for that person, when that content comes, to make them want to stop and look, that's very important. But it goes deeper than that. So when you're then thinking of what product to launch, your product needs to stack up to all the other brands that person is consumed by. So when they see the colors of your leggings, do they match up to the colors that they are used to seeing? Is it going to feel like to them this is part of it? The reason is because for a customer, it's a decision, right? I have my wardrobe, my closet. Here's the stuff that I like to buy. Will I buy this brand to fit into my style, my thing? But it first starts from aesthetically, content. That's the way to kind of really prescribe like the strategy that's gonna, your go-to-market strategy, which is like how you're actually gonna get that person to commit and buy. Once you know all of that, the next bit that we do here at Germflow is then figuring out like the way you communicate. That's also very important, because imagine now for a customer, we've talked about, that they're like these sort of brands, they like this sort of content, these sort of colors and whatever. So you're getting into the same kind of like realm of like the brands the person likes. The next thing is, how you speak to them and the tone of voice and the message needs to be very clear and concise. And there's two ways you can do that. Firstly, your messaging should be personal, not written as a brand. That's one of the key things that we've learned here over the past 5 years, is instead of making general statements like the best activewear you will ever wear, so instead you will be like, the leggings that you need for your next workout, like being more precise with somebody in terms of why do you need this product instead of like a general statement. Number two is, what message are you trying to give out to the customer? So when someone looks at any piece of content, or someone goes to any landing page, or someone goes to do anything, it's very clear what the thing you're trying to say. The biggest mistake that I have found internally and externally as well is when the message is all over the place. Like, what does your thing do? Why should I buy it? And why do I need to buy it now? That has to be just very clearly written out. And so yeah, I guess the overall thing is that you need to know who your customers are, and you should actually have somewhere which is saved, which is the complete breakdown of who your customers are, how you're speaking to, whatever. So when you do anything, you're thinking, does it work for that person? And everyone in your company should know that person profile in detail. So when you're thinking of what the next product you should launch, will that my X type of person would want to buy it? The price, would they want to pay this price? Do they make enough money? If this is the next marketing campaign, is this going to stack up against all the other stuff they consume? Is this the best approach? Why? Essentially that's selling, and it's marketing, and it's also at the same time knowing who your customers are. It's the biggest part of like, will you eventually gonna be able to sell to your customers or not? So yeah, look, nothing too crazy. Something that as we've scaled as a business, we were very good at. When the team is like double the size, with in 1 year we've tripled almost the team size. And so all of the learnings where people have learned like in corporate businesses, which is more traditional way of thinking, you're not really getting into the psyche of how someone consumes your brand on social media, because that's the only way you see everything now. I think there's a stat is, I think around 80% of things purchased are no longer found on Google as it was initially. Now they're found through social, which means if you ever want to buy something, you first come across it on social media, most likely by someone either talking about it, someone wearing it, someone showcasing it, and it goes into your brain. Then you'll probably see it the second time, third time, before you end up like, okay, you end up searching for their Instagram handle, then you go to the website, then you go and purchase. No one ever searches anymore on Google to be like, buy activewear or black leggings. Like, when's the last time you searched on Google and then actually bought something? When's the last time you saw someone else wearing something and that prompted you to go and buy it? It's the second one, right? That's why the more work you can do in understanding those people, how to speak to those people, is the ultimate marketing strategy, is the ultimate way you're going to get customers, and that's what your focus should be. It's literally what we're making sure we do here at JumpFlow. Hope that helps you, and you like this video. If you thought it was useful, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you're doing in the comments when it comes to your strategy of how you're trying to get customers, what is working, what isn't working, if you agree or disagree with what my approach is. And yeah, and I'll see you in the next video.